Land, you guys, we are so excited today because it's all about hashtag Transformation Tuesday. So if you don't want to put on those extra pounds during the holiday, you want to watch this segment. We're going to be running down around the spas around LA, current events. We're going to be having a great guest and all kinds of fun things around transformation, wellness, and health.
That's right.
And this is Dr. ERIN.
I'm Rob Mack.
I'm Jessamine Moyer. We are streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We want to connect with you, LA. Don't forget to send us direct messages, leave comments, because we want to hear your feedback and engage with you during the show. Good morning, John Woodruff.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
We got some comments already.
That's right.
John's on it.
Let us
Wow.
know where in the world you are, because not everybody's in Lala Land, right?
Really?
No.
I thought everybody that mattered was.
You know what?
Oh, okay.
I do want to give a special shout out because there have been such a big community of people across the country. We've got viewers in Pittsburgh. We've got supporters in Ohio.
Right.
We've got people over in Switzerland, in London, people who are checking in to see what's going on in the city they love, Los Angeles. So it's a really powerful way to connect with not just this community that's here, but the community all over the world that loves LA.
Right.
And loves just the transformation. This is where shift happens. So this is really conversation. Not, I mean, we stay on LA topics, but we twist it.
And they're universal
right?
topics.
They're
A lot of the themes
universal,
are universal, right? So transformation, motivation, wealth,
There's
dating,
no space or
relationships.
time in the spiritual world, okay? So you can be anywhere in the world, and you're right here with us right now.
That's right. Exactly. Love LA.
So who's our guest today?
Our guest today is Alyssa Goodman. We are so excited. She is a holistic nutritionist and lifestyle cleanse expert. We've got some great footage of her show. Check it out.
Her story is so interesting.
Incredible.
So
So
powerful.
interesting. Yeah.
I really love her.
Her.
Excited
Absolutely.
to hear it. Is a clip coming on? We don't know. So anyway, back to what's going on. So
Goodman, most of you know me as a cleanse expert, but another real passion of mine is seeing private clients one-on-one and helping them get to the root cause of their health issues. I have healed myself from many ailments when the doctors told me I wouldn't. So I'm a believer that your body can overcome anything given the right environment. Reach out to me. I look forward to helping you on your wellness journey.
incredible woman. Oh, there she goes.
Amazing, right?
We're so excited to talk to her about the individual clients that she deals with here in the LA community and what's really affecting them. So we'll get forward, or I look forward to getting more into that with her in the upcoming segments. That's for sure.
So I want to hear more. You know, I like the current events. I love all that stuff, but I love hearing about what you guys did over the night. I want to hear.
you?
Yeah, that's my favorite part of this whole show.
I'm so worried about disappointing you now.
I hear the juice. Like, lots of good stories.
Yeah. What are you up to, Jessamine? I'm gonna.
Well, yesterday it was so exciting. I actually went and shot with our good friend Jerry Lerner, the photographer. We had him on Good Morning La La Land last week talking about his new book, The Nighthawk Deception. He's an incredible, renowned photographer from New York who recently relocated to LA. It was so much fun and so LA. So, you know, part of doing business here in LA, especially in entertainment, is having that perfect headshot, right? And it was so funny because we talked on the segment how it's really hard to get that, and I was totally freaking out.
Were you?
Yeah, I can sit here and talk to this camera all day, and then he wants to take my picture, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I get all in my head, I get all crazy about it, but I'm really excited. We've got some fun behind the scenes photos that we're gonna share with you, but I know, Erin, you shot with Jerry too, right?
I did, and he's really great at staying on the headshots and really getting a good professional, because sometimes you get too glamorous of a headshot, and I didn't. And some were, but you know, some just look kind of real, and he didn't edit them too much. So it's, you know, you want something a little bit more real, not too glam.
It was so funny because the model in me just comes out, and he had to keep like saying, "Okay, tone it back, 1,000, go to 900."
Like hitting your marks?
Yeah, hitting my marks. I was all like America's Next Top Model, but well, I wasn't, but I thought I was. You know? And he's like, "This is a headshot. We're shooting here on." And
We
I'm
don't
like,
need the catalog rock, the rocker catalog.
Exactly. And I, you know, I'm doing my Zoolander face and like getting all
A blue steel.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with me, totally.
Did you?
He's like, we might just want to get a headshot. I was like, thanks for keeping me on
See,
point.
that's the difference with guys. You have to tell guys to move. I just sit there. I'm like, okay, now what?
Yeah, but that looks so cool, Rob. You have such a presence. You just like sit there in a suit and you're already
Rob
a
doesn't
badass.
do anything. He just shows up in his outfit. And we're like, okay.
How much do I love these women? I love you guys. Yes.
So what did you do?
What did I do? I had a bunch of clients, and then I went to a great place in Santa Monica called Cryozone, which is all about cryotherapy. Have you guys done cryotherapy before?
No, I haven't, and that sounds terrifying.
No,
That sounds
I
like
know.
Encino Man stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's amazing. You put these mittens on and you sort of get undressed, you put a robe on, and then of course you derobe and you get inside this basic freezer, right?
so you're naked in a freezer.
Yeah, it gets up to like,
Sign me up.
And it gets super cold, and you know, it's basically
Shrinkage, just
yeah,
saying. Just kidding.
No kidding. And so, but what happens is it helps to like heal the inflammation in your body, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So try to do that as often as I can. What about you? What'd you do last night?
Wait, I have some questions
Do you?
about this.
Yeah, right.
Like
Yes.
Encino Man naked in a freezer experience you was talking about.
Yeah.
What do you say inflammation in the body? How do
Yeah.
you feel in there? Isn't that painful?
To me, it's not. I kind of have a high tolerance to pain, but it's not painful in any case. I mean, it's a little uncomfortable at a certain point in time, but they set it up in such a way that it's gradual. So you know, you don't start with
You
3
just
minutes right
slowly
away.
freeze?
You slowly freeze. It's like boiling a frog. You just turn it up 1 degree at a time. Same thing with freezing in the cryo.
This sounds
chamber.
like torture.
Yeah, it's not.
Rob.
It's great. You come out and you feel great. I mean, my body feels better.
Really? Do you
Yeah.
have like more energy?
Yeah, you do. It's very helpful that way. Yes, detoxifying. So I do tend to find that I just don't have the aches and pains because I lift weights a lot and I run, and so I don't have those same kind
So
of.
it basically contracts all the blood to your core to like survive.
Exactly
and then it
right.
rushes
Yeah.
all the blood. So it's like a huge circulation, kind of like immunity kind of fighting for itself to survive, right?
Yeah, see that? And I thought you were just a doctor of divinity, apparently, or a doctor, medical doctor.
I know
as
everything,
well.
you know?
It's pretty incredible. Have you done it? Or no?
I've not. I mean, I'm more the opposite. I love sauna work to help detox and get the circulation, and you take a lot of niacin in with the sauna work. So what happens is the niacin flushes everything, all the capillaries, and so then it pulls all the toxins from your everything, and then it sweats it out. Let me tell you, it's the best thing ever.
How does the? I don't understand. I don't think the difference between sauna work and like what do you do when you? Is it just you just literally get in the sauna? Do you have to drink
Yeah,
something beforehand?
exactly.
How does it work?
Yeah, well, you know, it's a big topic, and I think I'd love to talk about it more because it's been a big part of my practice. Sauna work, so you can cleanse, or you can juice, you can diet. There's many ways of detoxing the body through herbs, all kinds of things, but sauna work is one of the ways of cleansing the body. So if you're going to do sauna work, there's a whole regime to it. There's different people have different processes.
What I thought was really interesting when ERIN was mentioning sauna work, I was like, I don't understand. And you mentioned detoxifying through your skin, which is really crazy because I never think about that, like literally sweating it out.
Yeah, go sweat it out. Yeah,
It's not like
insane.
working out. Yeah, totally get that.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll get more into that. But I do. It's a really huge thing that's transformed my life.
Wow.
I've seen miracles happen. I've seen guys grow their hair back through doing sauna work.
Really?
I've seen all kinds of things because the body, if it's bogged down with toxins, it can't do its miracle, right?
So
But
go
we can-
sweat it out, LA.
So go #sweat it out, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of last night, I mean, I didn't do a lot. I was doing a lot of research and kind of catching up from the days I was sick. But then in thinking, okay, tomorrow's Transformational Tuesday, and I thought, well, I'm going to take a hot bath.
Yeah.
And I'm going to scrub my body down.
Oh, boy.
But because usually they do that. I go to we're going to get into it a little bit later in the second segment, but you can go to these great spas in Los Angeles. And the first time I went to a Korean spa, I was like, oh, I'm going to get the scrub down. So I was like, okay, so I went in there. And I don't know if you guys have been to these, but usually it's like men only, women only. So you're on the women's side. You're not allowed to wear a bathing suit. So
You're completely naked.
you're completely naked.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, so now you go down on these tables, like there's multiple tables with a bunch of women around you. And they like flop you over, like spread your legs, scrubbing every literally inch of your body. And it is, let me tell you, I'm just gonna get real with you. LA. It's the most disgusting thing ever if you realize how much dead skin. Like it was like pieces of skin coming off, and you're like, I had no idea that I had that much dead skin. It's really humbling.
Wow. There was
So last night I thought, well, I'm gonna get into the bathroom and scrub myself down, and I started scrubbing. I couldn't even get like barely any dead skin off because it's like mastery. They're masters. So yeah.
There were so many straight men out there that were so interested until you talked about the dead skin. Boom, done.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, not gonna,
right.
can't go there. Yeah, sounds so hot. Oh no. not
Okay, so we
anymore.
gotta get into current events. This segment's supposed to be about current events. So what's going on this week in LA?
In LA, it's a great question. You got anything going on, Jesse?
Actually, I do. I have a girlfriend, her birthday's in December, and she always plans something incredibly different. Her goal is for all her friends to go out and experiencing something that they don't normally do in LA, right? So it's not the typical like go out to eat or go to the club or anything. So we're going to Cinespia on Sunday night. It's really fun. They're having a pajama party and showing Home Alone.
Wow.
Yeah. How fun is that? It is such a throwback. And you know what? When I think holiday movies, that is one of the first things that come to mind.
Absolutely. That and the Christmas Story.
Exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, that's called the Rooftop Club. Is a lot of those also around LA. I know we mentioned that last week, but again, there's that. There's ice skating. There's the Pixies on Wednesday. There's so many events. I mean, like I say, LA Weekly and Eventbrite and some great, go-to places.
You know what I want to do? So I left the East Coast, right? I left because it's freaking cold and snowy, right, and dreary. And I left but the one thing that I do enjoy around the holidays is like the idea of like going tubing or something. So that's an event I might check out. So I know you can go like Mount Baldy, or you can do Snow Day LA that has the tubing.
I heard that.
You know, it's so funny. I rarely make it to the West Side. Rob knows this. But there was one time I did during the winter.
One time. I remember that trip I took on vacation to the West Side. Yeah.
Exactly. And I was on Santa Monica Pier, and the beach is a little bit different because they push all the sand back, so it's almost like small dunes. And there were literally children in tubes and sleds sliding down the sand at
that's
the
so
dunes.
cool. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's so
awesome.
LA.
Yeah, I get to stay warm by the ocean water, and still get to go tubing.
We're going to Max Mara, and we got invited yesterday to it's a show, right?
So it's a fashion show. They're partnering up with the Children's Hospital, and 20% of the proceeds of any of the purchases are actually being donated. It's really exciting. They're putting on their resort fashion show, their resort collection. They're partnering in style. We got invited, so Good Morning La La Land's going to be there. We're going to take some pictures. It's going to be very glamorous. It's on Rodeo. It should be fun.
It's so LA. That is so LA,
That
right?
is very. I'm going to the in style party. Yeah, for sure.
But no, like then it makes me really nervous. What am I going to wear to this?
Oh yeah.
What are you gonna wear? Now I'm stressed out.
Hey, it's like, okay, it's winter, it's rodeo, also it's a resort collection. There's a lot of factors going into this decision.
That's a big one. That's a big decision.
My friends always joke with me because they're like, oh, what are you thinking about? What shirt you're gonna wear? And you know, most of the time they're right. How funny is that? I feel kind of embarrassed even saying that, but I'm very concerned.
That's why we all each need a stylist. I'm telling you.
Everyone needs a
it's the best thing I ever did. It really is.
Not all of us are as cool as you.
It was necessity. It's not like a risk if it's necessity. It was like total necessity because every day I was like, what am I gonna wear? And it became a problem. It's like I just wanted to start wearing like a uniform like every single day. Like
it's a lot of it is. If you could have someone else think about that part of your life,
it's so helpful.
It is. Well, and it's funny too, dressing for winter in Los Angeles. So we pretty much just wear what we wear in the summer and then throw boots on because it's a nod to winter. It's certainly not a fall look like you can do in New York.
So true.
For sure.
Yeah, it's more difficult for women too, I think.
So there's so many current events this week. You guys check out all the different things, so many things. So we have to take a break. But I'm so excited for the second segment because we're going to really dive deep into Transformational Tuesday, talking about the actual spas you can go hit on your days off in LA if you're in the city or if you're traveling here. We're going to also go back to our backstage set and ask a couple questions from Alyssa is in the house. So stay tuned, you guys. We will be right back.
Hi everyone and welcome to Odiva TV, and right now we're in the Focus TV studios in Hollywood.
Happy Wednesday, Empoweristas. It's Alex Worley.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paffrath.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the world.
Hi, this is Alyssa Goodman Show, and I am Alyssa Goodman.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay, Edwina Chia.
Hey, Dr. ERIN here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Gillette with Focus TV, and this is the Spotlight Series.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl.
Hey everybody, Terry here, host of the interview series Success Beyond Beauty.
Hi, I'm Fern Olivia, and welcome to Sensual Intelligence TV.
Hi, I'm Janica. I'm here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females.
Dr. ERIN here, Doctor of Divinity, teaching universal laws and spiritual truth. And I am thrilled to announce the new show on Focus Television right here in West Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. Join us weekly as I interview incredible people, celebrities to your next door neighbor, you name it, your girlfriend. We're going to dive into such topics as love and relationships, health and vitality, business and money, and creative expression. And I'm thrilled to just go on this awakening journey with you as we tap into meditation, visioning processes, intuition, and all the above. So stay tuned as we do this together.
Welcome back. We have a very special guest today, holistic nutritionist, Alyssa Goodman. Alyssa, how are you back there?
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Good morning.
Welcome to
Good
the show.
morning. We're so excited to have you here. Earlier in the show, we watched a segment of you talking about your experience with individual clients. And what I want to know is what has been the primary concern of the people of Los Angeles right now?
Oh, wow. Well, at the moment, it is about the fires. Like, what do we do in terms of what's happening, like just keeping ourselves healthy? Everybody seems to be getting sick because of the air quality we're breathing because of the fires. And also it's going into the holidays, so the stress is enormous. So it's all about just really taking care of ourselves with extra really good, healthy, solid food and taking extra vitamin C, high doses of C, and getting a lot of rest. But the holidays.
There's all these holiday parties. Who has got time to sleep, Alyssa?
I know.
Jeez. Well, I'm looking forward to diving in deeper into that segment coming up with you soon. Thank you.
Okay, so wellness, transformational Tuesday. We're going to talk about these spas. So there's so many great spas around Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, apparently. You've been to a couple of them, haven't you?
What are your guys' favorite spas?
Well, it's funny you brought up the Korean spa because I had an experience with one with my girlfriend and I didn't know what to expect. And so we went in there and it was the Beverly Hills Hot Springs, not in Beverly Hills.
Right.
It's in Koreatown, which was really interesting. But supposedly these are actually natural springs that are heated by the tar that's under LA. So if you don't know, there's all these tar pits in LA. So these springs are like really warm and you have to go naked. I didn't go naked. They literally took off my bikini bottoms. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. I've never had this experience with a woman before.
There's a lot happening in spas that I was completely unaware of.
Right? There's a lot of stuff.
It was so funny, and you know, not to name any names, but it was just celebrity after celebrity in there, naked. And I thought, oh my God, like, thank goodness TMZ did not get here today because there she is.
Wow, that's incredible.
There's a lot. That was one of the perks when I moved to LA. I was like, you can go down and get foot massages for like $25 an hour, where they basically massage your whole body, but they call it a foot massage, and you keep on your clothes. But it's
massage.
Oh,
it's amazing.
The Sunset Foot Spa off Sunset in La Brea, my favorite foot massage place, because they do a 20-minute foot massage and then a 40-minute body massage, but it's really kind of different experience to a traditional spa that you might have been, because it's a bunch of beds in the same room and everybody stays clothed, and then these really strong Chinese men just digging into you, and it's just.
Or the Thai. Have you been to the Thai massages at all, where they have like railings and they actually walk on your back?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
It's so incredible. I had a massage once at a really like average spa place, and I remember literally walking in, going there, and I laid down, and the lady said, "Hey, are you an athlete?" I'm brown. I'm 6'4", and I said, "No, I'm not an athlete. I'd love to be one." And I said, "But I'm not an athlete. I like to get paid like one." But so the next thing I know, she's giving me a massage. She's like, I work out all the Miami Heat. I was like, okay, cool. She's like, I got a feeling you're an athlete. You're just not telling me that, right? Next thing I know, she's like doubling me over and stretching me so bad that for 2 days I was super sore. I realized from that experience, you have to really be really specific in terms of what you want when you go in, right?
Completely, absolutely.
So I need to remember that next time.
It's funny that you say that, because the first Thai massage I ever had, I went to this little place in Studio City, and I had no idea that this is what was going to happen. And so they make you put on like this It's a very authentic Thai place. These like huge shorts and this weird like smock thing. There's no massage tables. You lay on the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then this woman just started putting me in positions I didn't know my body was capable of being in. And I thought it was so funny. And I was just trying so hard not to laugh because it was hilarious. And I thought this woman was so strong. She's going to break me. And I went to pay afterwards, and it's funny you bring up the athletes. There was this picture of her and Shaquille O'Neal because apparently he went there, and I mean she came up to about his knee, really. But I thought
he's huge.
He's huge.
He used to live in my building in Miami, and I remember once walking into the elevator. Literally, I walked straight into the elevator, and all I saw was his stomach, literally. And I'm 6'4". I remember looking, oh my God, this Shaquille O'Neal is huge. So if she can work him out.
Right?
You know, massage, she's got to be so strong.
Just to like give a recap of like wellness and health in LA during the holidays. So obviously we have tons of spas. I mean, a zillion. Burke Williams, you name it, tons of hikes, tons of things you could do. But I think it's an important time, especially I just had the flu. There's fires. There's all kinds of things. So it's important to take care of our health during this time for sure, right?
Really important, Rest, all the great stuff that Alyssa Goodman was sharing.
So I wanted to talk about one thing with you guys. So Alyssa was, she's an incredible woman, has a show here at Focus TV, and I've obviously gabbed with her quite a bit. She actually worked with who's called the medical medium, and he's a kind of a famous healer in New York, and he was on the documentary Heal. And Heal is a documentary going around United States and actually just went to DVD right now. So just speaking on that for a minute, just want to give a shout out to Heal, knowing that you guys are doing amazing. Michael Malura, one of my dear friends that I interviewed on here. We know that you guys went #1 on iTunes for the DVD. Wow. So we want to say congratulations to you guys. Want to give a shout out to Medical Medium in New York. So proud of all your work, Deepak Chopra, all the people involved, Kelly in Malibu, all of our LA peeps here. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that with Elissa.
It's a fantastic documentary.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen it. Well, tell me.
You'll love it. It's sort of the power of the mind, its role in healing, power of consciousness. I mean, it's really fascinating, a lot of the science behind it. And they share personal stories of people that have actually had healings. They feature a lot of sort of healing experts.
Change your mind, change your health kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Body, mind, spirit. So it goes through everything from your health are affecting your health, your emotions, of course, and then of course aligning with universal law and Mother Nature. So it's got to be
really
both.
Holistic
It's got to
approach.
be inner and outer.
Yeah.
Well, you're the expert on that, Dr.
So what do you think about all that, Jess? What do you think about the body, mind, spirit? Do you feel like it actually comes from your consciousness, or do you feel like, what do you feel?
You know, that's a very loaded question, Erin. For me, I didn't have an understanding really of that until I had an accident a few years ago. And I developed something called reflex sympathetic dystrophy, otherwise known as CRPS. And it happens to 2% of trauma victims. And I had hurt my left hand. And in the healing process, I was so mad at my body for not being able to heal. And it wasn't until I forgave myself, forgave my body, and kind of aligned, if you will, that I actually started to heal.
Wow, great stuff.
And that I entered a new space in that, and I told myself, it's okay that this happened. You will get better, and really changing my mindset, because at first I was really, really mad about it.
Naturally, right? Yeah.
Right?
It had totally changed my life, but in doing that, you know, I learned a lot from the injury and how it affected my entire scope of my lifestyle, and it changed my mind too. You know what I mean?
Incredible.
It was a crossroads in my life.
There you go. That's the entire theme of that documentary. I highly recommend seeing that, you guys. You can check it out at Heal Documentary. I think it's .com, I'm not positive, but you can find them on Instagram and everything else. And they do just come out with their DVD, so you can actually, people are having showings in their home across United States, and I think it's just an important time in history.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely, yes. Particularly in this time and age where we want just to pop a pill and solve everything. And I can understand that too. You know, we talked about that.
Not just on Transformation Tuesday.
Right, exactly. Absolutely. So
right. And we have huge diabetes, cancer, all kinds of things across, for sure, in America. So knowing every day, every Tuesday, we really want to have this topic. So send in, LA and across the world, send in your stories. We want to hear your stories of healing or things that have worked for you or things you're going through. We can do a Q&A with some of our experts also. We want to get involved with you guys.
Yeah, and if you have any problems with any of that, just ask Jeslyn. Apparently, she is an expert on that.
She's like, I don't know any of that stuff, but I can tell you my experience. She like drops the bomb. She's like, whatever. She's like the best teacher ever.
Oh, thank you. But you know, it is so important to open up and to share your story with people because you never know who that's going to reach. And if you reach one person and it inspires that one person, then you've changed the world.
Right? That's right. On that note, you want to take us out for the third and fourth segment?
Absolutely. When we come back on Good Morning La La Land, we are going to be sitting down with Alyssa Goodman. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Good morning, La La Land. We are on Transformation Tuesday, and I am honored to have our guest today, Elissa Goodman. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm great.
You look great.
Thank you.
Yes, not an accident.
When I think about transformation, when I think about wellness and health, I think about you. You're not only a holistic nutritionist, best-selling author, because you went through cancer and you have truly demonstrated how to use the body, mind, and spirit to heal. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I do feel like I feel so lucky. I always have to count my lucky stars because dealing with the cancer and like healing myself, Western and Eastern, and getting into this whole modality of getting to the deeper root of health issues and just healing myself from hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's is a big thing because it's the fastest growing illness
Will you
out there.
explain what that is? My father has a book on Hashimoto as well, so it's a very common thing among especially women in America. Explain what that is for the viewers out there that don't know what that is.
Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease, and it is connected to the thyroid. There are so many people out there that have hypothyroidism, and it's really growing, and it's very viral related, I feel. It's when we have Epstein-Barr, and all of us at one point had mono, strep, tonsillitis, shingles maybe, canker sores, herpes, all that kind of stuff. It's viral. And when we're stressed and we're not eating well and we're not sleeping, these viruses raise their ugly head, and they really do. Viruses love the thyroid because our organs are toxic, sadly. I mean, we can live with the toxins, but these viruses love toxins, and they go into the thyroid or the liver or all these different organs. And mostly it's the thyroid that is getting affected, with a lot of women too, because it's very shut down because we don't speak our mind. We don't really tell people how we feel, right? There's a lot of emotional components to that as well. But majority of people who have hypothyroidism have Hashimoto's, and it's actually the body trying to get rid of the virus in the thyroid.
So I'd like to know, what was the moment that you realized you might have Hashimoto's?
It took a long time to get diagnosed. It's another issue. I mean, I must have gone to 4 or 5 doctors. But I had hypothyroidism because my thyroid was radiated for cancer. And then I had my first daughter, and it was a really huge stress, even though it was a good stress. I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, but I had sleep issues and anxiety and weight gain and mental fog, and no doctor could figure out. They're like, let's put you on antidepressants, let's up your Synthroid for your thyroid.
Postpartum, things like that.
Postpartum, right. Just let's get you through this period of time. But I didn't sleep, and I had anxiety. I mean, it was a terrible period. 4 or 5 doctors, and finally someone tested me, and I had the Hashimoto's. So, but I've had it for 21 years.
Right.
Wow.
So where does a person start? So if they get tested, they find out they have this or something like that, where do they start?
Well, first of all, you need to really probably find a good functional MD, because I love doctors. I mean, I'm not saying anything against doctors, but functional MDs kind of go to the root issue. They know a little bit more about the autoimmune stuff. So you have to find a really good functional MD wherever you are and get tested for your antibodies. Some people have to demand to have an antibody test. So they test for your thyroid, and you really got to test TSH and the T3 and the T4, because they just do the TSH as well. So you just really want to know where your thyroid's at, and then test for antibodies to make sure you do have Hashimoto's. And I think it's about 80% who have hypothyroidism have Hashimoto's. But then you go to diet. It's the first thing. You get rid of gluten, you get rid of dairy, you try to limit your sugar, you try to eat anti-inflammatory, just like real food, but get rid of the inflammation and heal your gut.
It sounds like a complete lifestyle change, really.
Right? So it's interesting because knowing, like, I know your story a little bit about cancer and things like that, and what I'm finding is the common denominator in all of it, what I see is, like, my father's a naturopath as well, I mean, you know, in a similar field. And what he found is after he looked at people who had Hashimoto, people who had cancer, all these people, they all had to do one thing, and I know this one is your expert in, is cleansing. That it comes down, no matter what's going on, obviously you should always see a Western medicine doctor, of course. But, and I know that this is one of your specialties. So is that why you came to that? Is that why you decided?
I think it was just a natural thing. I think like the universe, I believe in all the higher powers. The universe said, this is what you need to do is, yes, you have to detox the body. Not hardcore detox, juice cleanses or starvation or, the apple cider vinegar water whole protocol.
Most of us have.
Right, I know. For days
and days. Oh my gosh, yes, at least.
Right? Yes. But it's really about, detoxing the organs, and you can do it with food. You can when you go into that, getting rid of the inflammatory, you just put a lot of good, healthy, real food into your diet and into your body. You can really start to detox the organs.
I'm a sauna freak for cleansing. I love sauna because my blood sugars have always been a little wacky. So doing the juice cleanse, I love it, to implement that in with my diet, but I can't do the juice cleansing.
I'm a big juicer. I do believe that juicing is with no fruit.
For sure.
Right, no sugar, but lots of greens because we don't get enough veggies and we don't get enough raw food in our diet. So I do juice every day, and that's a big cleansing on the organs. So
what do you put in your magic juice?
So I put celery, cucumber. Celery actually cleanses the liver, so it's wild. And cucumber cleanses the kidneys. And then lemon, ginger, of course. Lemon cleanses the intestines, and ginger is really good for the immune system and just antibacterial and antifungal. And then I put dandelion greens. Is a little bitter, but they're major liver detoxifiers. I love burdock root. I know a lot of people don't. The ugliest looking root.
She sees Chad's face right away.
I was fine with the cucumber and celery.
I know that was
lost me at burdock.
That's true. Burdock is so ugly. It's like a branch. But it's so powerful for your gut and your liver. So I was just saying I spilled some spirulina powder on me on the way here because I take spirulina tablets. That's also
I do that too, that's a great one for sure. I take it whenever, because especially if I know I'm eating too many acidic foods or drinking too much coffee or whatever, I'm like, I better take those extra spirulina pills, just balance it out at some level.
Well, there's a lot of people who think that detoxing would actually do the body more harm. If they're already feeling like your immune system is weak, I don't want to actually now put more stress on my body by detoxifying it.
Right.
What do you say to that?
That's a really good question, because I think people are really afraid of detoxing, or the word cleansing or detoxing scares them, right? So this is gentle. This is waking up in the morning with a cup of warm lemon water. That is huge. I mean, you are so dehydrated. Your liver and your gut or digestive system are doing work at night. So it's getting ready to get rid of all that stuff it processed to get out of the body. So just doing that is hugely
So you're saying starting with a cup of coffee isn't good?
No.
Or tequila. No. Generally speaking, tequila and lemon, yes. The lemon, fine. Tequila, no.
Right. It's huge. So it could be, it's just as simple as that. Then maybe you could do a coffee, okay? Then you do the green juice. It's a vitamin, mineral, it's a blood tonic. So, and then
when you say blood tonic, there's a lot of people out there, when you say blood tonic, you lost them.
I know, you're right.
What is a blood tonic?
It cleanses the blood.
But aren't bodies made to do that for us?
Yeah, but we are so toxic in regards to everything that comes at us every day. It's the pesticides in the food, it's the products we use on our body, it's, you know, even the sheets we might be sleeping in, the air we breathe. Our body is overloaded, so we just need to give it a little extra boost. And those nutrients and antioxidants in the greens are the ones that really do go in and give it the boost.
But what about the people who don't like green? Because there's a lot of people, when they see that green juice, I mean, like,
well, they're in trouble.
Well, no, but there are a lot of people out there that the last thing they want to do is drink cold vegetables.
I know.
Is there an alternative?
Yes, there absolutely is. So basically there's smoothies that they can do. They can put a greens powder, like Amazing Grass is a great product.
Okay, great.
And they put this greens powder into a smoothie. A lot of people like smoothies better. With almond milk, you know.
It already sounds more enticing than burdock root. Okay.
I know. I'm probably one of the few that like the burdock root and the dandelion greens.
Right.
They're
So I want to just I have to throw this in because I know you have a show here, and before I don't want to miss this because we have a fun little clip we want to show of the Alyssa Goodman show, because your show is amazing. You have incredible guests on there, honestly, really top-notch, top players in the industry around wellness. So we want to cut right now for a little surprise.
I can't tell you how excited I am about the Alyssa Goodman show. Partnered with ready? Not ready. I have focus with Focus TV. My brain is like going whoop, whoop. I'm sorry. It's like, why is this so hard? Hey, all you need is Botox.
Okay, we're back on live, guys.
You know what? That makes you so relatable. That was so fun. I'm so glad we had that. Your show has been really an incredible inspiration and is full of insight.
Thank you. It's so fun to do. I never really thought in a million years I'd be in front of the camera. I'm shy.
Natural.
Oh my God, I'm so shy. I thought before when I have to public speak, I almost, would throw up. So now it's been really fun, and I love what I do, and I'm so passionate about it. And there's so many amazing people out there that are doing what I'm doing, and like in different aspects of the wellness arena. And it's so needed because, as you were talking earlier in your show about all of the health issues, they're not getting any better.
No, it's intense.
It's not getting, we're getting worse because of everything that we're being onslaughted with. So
I want to do one other shout out today. So in the documentary Heal, one of our commonalities was there is the medical medium. I don't even know what his real name is.
Anthony Williams.
So he's in New York, very famous medical medium. He literally channeled, he talks about in the Heal documentary how he knew like at a young age, like voices spoke to him about his grandmother's health issues, and he had to tell the family, and it was true. She was diagnosed with something, I can't remember what.
Bone cancer.
Yeah, so you went to him, right?
I did, I talked to him. I read his book 2 years ago. I mean, I've been doing this and I love what I do, and I felt good, but I didn't feel great. So I still didn't feel I still had a little brain fog and sleep stuff and anxiety and and I read his book and I put it down on a Sunday and I called him and I had a session with him that week, and over the phone, you don't tell him what's going on with you. He pinpointed everything that was wrong with me, put me on a protocol, and in 3 months I was off my thyroid medication.
Wow.
Right.
And in a year I had never felt, I knew what thriving felt like after that.
Right.
I mean, it was incredible.
Yep.
And he helped my daughter and my fiance and a few clients, and now he's not seeing people at the
Right.
moment. I hope he goes back to it. He wrote his third
And
book.
so we just want to give a shout out to Medical Medium in New York. We want to say thank you for all your work. Thank you for showing people that it's possible, that through spirituality, miracles can happen, and really want to say thank you for all the Heal documentary again.
I love the Heal documentary.
Right.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, totally amazing, right?
It is.
Brings up a good question, because I was wondering what your daily spiritual practices are. Is there anything that you do on a daily basis that kind of keeps you in that thriving sort of place?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to say, my husband passed away 12 years ago, and 2 years into it, I found a healer, an energy healer, who was able to go in and help me release a lot of like thought patterns and subconscious feelings that I was having that was stopping me from really getting what I wanted in my life, whether it's intimacy or really growing in terms of being, you know, planted in my purpose and my passion. And it was the most incredible thing I've ever done. And so for 10 years I've been in the healing, in that spiritual practice of getting rid of thought patterns and trying to basically get myself grounded every day. And I do meditate every day. I absolutely am I believe 5 minutes, and I have to get my thoughts, you know, in a really good place, grateful for what I have and my health. And yoga is like hugely spiritual for me. Like when I come out of a yoga class, I'm in like everything's fine.
It's so powerful that you're in the place now and in the presence that you can give back. I want to talk about your bone broth.
Oh yes, yes.
So that bone broth is all the rage in La La
It
Land.
is so LA.
People are just the name is a little bit intimidating. What is it? It is.
Because of bones?
Bone broth. Yes. I don't know.
Yes.
I just don't know.
I know, bone broth is all the rage, and it has been for the last couple of years. And it really is all about, you know, cooking really healthy bones. You cook it for 48 hours, and it takes out the minerals and
we talking
vitamins.
about chicken bones?
This is chicken bones.
Okay.
But you could do it with beef. You can do it with fish. So you can do it with all of the three of those things.
No humans.
No.
Humans alone. Different kind of show.
Different kind of minerals, different kind of like stuff coming out. But really, it's very soothing. You know, when you think of like drinking chicken soup, or it's soothing. It takes you back to the old days when you were sick.
Well, there's places in LA that have bone broth on tap.
Yes.
I mean, this is all
There is
the
where?
rage.
West Side. West Side, baby. West Side. You should come to the best side.
I've got my own, and I have a soup cleanse that I cook and deliver to about 90 people once a month, or twice a month. And we do, the bone broth is a hot thing on the cleanse. I mean, people love it. And I have them add stuff to it because it does help heal the body in a lot of ways.
Like what?
You know where Jessam's mind is right now?
Anti-inflammatory.
Let me tell you
Anti-inflammatory.
You know where your mind is? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I can see it. She's got Texas Chainsaw Massacre in her eyes.
She's like, is there any blood in there?
Panic. Sheer panic right here.
Freaking chili.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wonderful.
But I have people, we were talking earlier about collagen. There's some really high quality collagen powders out there. That's a game changer. So I haven't put a little collagen powder in the bone broth just to up the
Now
ante.
you're tempting me.
Yes.
Now I'm
for
thinking.
anti-aging.
Okay.
Yeah, it heals the joints, it heals the skin, it heals tissues. So it heals the gut.
On this soup cleanse, is this all I eat or drink?
No. You
Okay.
have a lot of things. You have a detox tonic, you have the bone broth, homemade protein bar, salads, soups.
And that's something you
fermented
provide
veggies.
to
Yes.
these clients?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And that's a
Right.
lot of work.
So
It's a lot of
how
work.
can they find you? How can they find and look for your stuff?
It's melissagoodman.com, and go online and you can sign up for the soup cleanse. And I'm also selling Alyssa Essentials in the weeks that we don't do the soup cleanse. So we only do it twice a month because it is so much work. But on the off weeks, we're doing the bone broth, we're doing the homemade protein bar, and we're doing the detox tonic, which is another gut drink with a liquid probiotic. The gut is very important to your
So
emotional
important, yeah.
well-being and your immunity, and especially this, of course, with the holidays coming up.
It sounds like a great way to start the new year.
Right?
It's a great way to start the new year.
So we go to ElissaGoodman.com
.com.
and all look like you. Little reverse aging and beautiful.
We're working on it.
Absolutely.
Still a work in progress.
Love it.
Good. Well, check her out. You can also check out the Alyssa Goodman Show. Many, many great interviews all on wellness. So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to come right back. We're going to actually tell you the remission, all this commonality things that people did for remission. And there was like a 3,500 case studies on remission, right?
Yes.
Isn't it in here,
It's
right?
radical.
Yeah.
Yep, it's radical remission. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
hashtag Transformation Tuesday has been incredible on Good Morning La La Land. Erin had some great insight on some Korean spas. Rob knows what's going on the West Side. And we're bringing it to you live every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just to wrap up the day with an incredible guest, Alyssa Goodman. You can find her at alyssagoodman.com. And Erin has got some radical tips on remission.
Yep. So in the Heal documentary, because we've been speaking about this throughout the day today, there's of radical remission. I guess there was 3,500 cases that one of the doctors on there, I don't have her name right here, but she did a 3,500 case study of radical remission and came up with 9 common denominators.
Wow.
And this is cancer remission?
This is all types of remission of different things that would be considered
maybe a chronic condition?
Yeah, chronic condition like life-threatening, right? So number 1 was radically changed their diets. They all because she interviewed them and they all told her what they did, and these were the 9 common things.
Okay, so if you're eating Burger King, McDonald's is going to be better for you.
I don't know,
Maybe not.
You have to go to Alyssa
Maybe not.
and figure it all out, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
So I could get better at my diet. How about you guys?
My diet's perfect, just like the rest of me. I don't have any problems with anything ever.
Rob has a cheat day on Sunday.
I do, and it's a hot mess.
I think it's so important, though, with diets to allow yourself to have some of those cheats and just to be real about it and forgive yourself for the moments that you do that, but definitely focus on making it the best you can, because it really can change your whole life.
Your forgiveness game is airtight today, right? It's so true.
Always.
But I love that. You're absolutely right about that. And that's part of the reason that I started scheduling a cheat day or a cheat meal, and then I started doing cheat sort of snacks every day, real small, but just enough to dilute that insatiable sort of craving that you get. Yeah, and over time it goes away almost completely. It's been my experience.
Yeah, all or nothing doesn't work for me ever.
Nothing.
But number 2 is taking control of your health. So I think that means, for me, what that means is going, okay, I know I have a regular doctor, I also have other options, and what works for somebody when they feel like this is right for them, because I think there's a divine knowing, there's a right action within all of us that we kind of intuitively know what that is. I'm sure for you with your hand, you probably knew there were certain treatments that you probably knew you needed.
I didn't know.
With the acupuncture, right?
Yeah, but it was just knowing that I needed to be open to trying everything.
Ah, there you go.
That's all I knew, and that's how I found
that was taking your control of your health.
But I would imagine a huge part of that too is leaning into what feels right for you, because it's so easy, I think, to try everything and then to feel more helpless as a result of that, right? So you're going to want to lean into the things that help you feel more control, and sometimes what's right for somebody else might not be right for you.
Right.
So there's part of it's control and part of it's believing in whatever.
Trusting the process, maybe,
absolutely.
for sure. Okay, so number 3 is they followed their intuition, right? So
listen to that unhealthy gut.
Right. Yeah. For some reason, this chocolate every day isn't working for me. I don't know. Call me so intuitive, right? And then next is number 4 was they used herbs and supplements for sure.
Alyssa
we need
just killed it on that level. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Alyssa, for sure. And supposedly we don't have as many supplements. Our food is depleted. We don't have as much, so we need to take supplements. I think that people don't think that.
You know what's interesting too, when I talk to great-grandparents, or I've talked to grandparents before, and this was years ago before when they were still living, obviously.
In my last lifetime, when I was talking about grandparents.
Yeah, exactly. Last night in the seance that we had with Jasmine.
Bam, 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 pull it back in.
Not happening.
But one of the things that they've said, I've heard folks say, is the food has less taste now than ever. Wow. Particularly the food that's processed, right?
No wonder I want so much more of it.
That's exactly it. That's
the problem. Yeah. So number 5 was releasing suppressed emotions. And I think that this is, for me, from a spiritual perspective as a doctor of divinity, I would say that I've seen people have more breakthroughs going in, doing their work, releasing the energetic emotions that stay in the body.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the number 1 thing I've seen transform people's lives.
What are you talking about? I have no anger at all.
Right?
Yeah,
it's good. Anger is actually better than apathy.
Because it's more empowered?
It is. It moves energy. It moves energy.
I am the queen of compartmentalizing everything. I just sweep that under the rug until I think I have pancreatitis, because it's coming out of me, that stress. It's just but I don't want to deal with it. It's hard to just let that go.
It's a practice to go being comfortable with getting uncomfortable. and feeling emotions we don't want to feel. So anyway, that's a whole other topic. And then number 6 is increasing positive emotions, and this is the master.
I'm all over that.
of
Yeah, all over that. In fact, the one thing I have discovered is that sometimes it's not even about trying to get rid of a negative emotion, but it's just about filling your life up with more positive emotion in general. So sometimes we're feeling anxious, and the first thing we want to do is kill the anxiety. But if you can sort of look at it in a way that you feel more excited, sometimes the anxiety just dissolves.
Right,
so
right.
we can talk about that more.
No, that's just what happened to me with Good Morning Lala. I was super stressed out. What am I going to do with my life? No, but it was certainly in a moment where I was, experiencing stress, and this was the perfect thing. Like adding this dose of positivity to my morning every day really lessened my anxiety about other things.
Nice.
That's incredible.
But we don't want to suppress the negative, but yeah, I completely agree. For sure, positive people is all about. So we only have a couple more minutes, so 3 more. So number 7 is embracing social support. For sure, so important to have people around you. They're supporting you, not dragging you down. I always am an advocate of the 12 steps. It's a free support system. All over. In LA, I think there's 5,000 meetings a day or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure if you look closely enough into your own life, there's a support group that will help you with whatever you're struggling with.
For sure.
As long as you just open up about it.
Right. And then number 8 is deepening your spiritual connection. Of course, we're total advocates of that, whatever that is, meditation or doing prayer or whatever that is, going for a hike up in Mother Nature. And then number 9 is have a strong reason for living. And so that's so important, right?
Why do you get up in the morning?
Hello.
Why?
Why?
Yeah,
What's your why?
Yeah.
And if you don't have a good answer to that, that is okay.
Absolutely.
Figure it out as you go. That's what I'm doing.
Well, figuring out your purpose is your purpose. Often. That's where it starts. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So I think we had a great segment today, you guys.
It was a great show.
I always feel that way about you guys.
Wellness bombs floating through Good Morning Lala Land and Focus TV Network in Los Angeles. So anything else you guys want to say before we tap out on this day?
Just make it a great day today.
Right?
It's beautiful outside.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Tune in tomorrow. We're live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We want to connect with you. Send us your messages and your feedback. It's going to be a good morning, La La Land.